Just weeks ago, China's weather AI was making headlines for triggering artificial rain in Xinjiang. No chemicals, no waiting, just AI-coordinated drones rewriting the clouds. But now, water is everywhere. In Guizhou, southwest China, relentless downpours have unleashed devastating floods. A shopping mall in Rongjiang? Submerged. A highway bridge? Snapped in half. Entire towns? Drenched, overwhelmed, cut off. And here's the question that no one dares to ask out loud. Did China's own AI play a role in this? The same algorithms that once proudly manipulated rainfall, are they now overstimulating the skies? Is this the side effect of pushing the boundaries of weather control? For a nation racing to dominate climate AI, this is a brutal wake-up call. Because when you teach machines to move the clouds, you better know how to stop them. But in this case, it seems no one did. So here's the real story. China's most advanced weather tech might be backfiring, right over its own people. And if this is just the beginning, what happens the next time the drones take flight? So how does China's weather AI actually work? It's not magic. It's data, drones, and decision-making at scale. First, massive weather datasets are fed into machine learning models, from satellite feeds to atmospheric sensors. These AI systems learn to detect drought zones, pressure systems, and moisture flows faster than any human meteorologist. Then comes the action layer. AI directs swarms of drones to specific coordinates. Each drone carries payloads, silver iodide flares, heat projectors, or electromagnetic pulse generators. Once deployed, they stimulate cloud nuclei, triggering artificial rainfall. The whole system is connected to Beidou satellites, China's GPS alternative for real-time adjustments. The result? China can now generate targeted rainfall, not just days ahead, but hours ahead. But here's the catch. This isn't like watering your garden. The atmosphere is chaotic, sensitive, and interconnected. Triggering rain in one place can shift storm systems elsewhere. You cool the sky over Guizhou, and suddenly a flood builds over Hunan. Even China's own meteorologists warn, weather modification is not precise. It's influence, not control. And that's what makes this so dangerous. Because once the drones are in the air and the sky starts changing, there's no off switch. I can tell you when and where to make it rain, but it can't tell you what comes next. That's the terrifying truth. The smartest weather tech on Earth is still playing with forces we don't fully understand. So if Guizhou was just the first sign, where will the next storm land? For years, China positioned its weather AI as a symbol of technological pride. State media hailed it as the world's most advanced cloud seeding system. By 2025, China had invested over $1.5 billion into AI-driven weather modification. Its goal? To prevent droughts, fight wildfires, and secure agricultural output for 1.4 billion citizens. A noble ambition. And on paper, a brilliant use of AI. But what happens when innovation turns unpredictable? What happens when weather control backfires? That's the dilemma Beijing faces now. Because while the AI is smart, the atmosphere isn't a closed system. One decision in the skies above Guizhou can ripple across provinces, or even across borders. And when cities flood, when highways collapse, when citizens drown, who's responsible? The engineers? The AI? The drones? Or the system that thought it could outsmart nature? Let's not forget, this is the same China building dams that disrupt regional ecosystems, the same China launching satellites for global AI coverage, the same China training weather AIs to operate semi-autonomously. And yet, when the sky collapses, the government blames unexpected rain. Is that enough? Because here's the truth. The line between innovation and liability is razor thin. And in the case of AI weather systems, it might have already been crossed. China wanted to control the weather. Now it may have unleashed something it can't take back. So the question isn't whether it works. It's, can they live with the consequences? We were told AI would bring order to chaos, that algorithms could predict storms, manage water, even end drought. But what if that promise was wrong? Because nature isn't just data. It's not a system you can control with clean lines of code. It's fluid, violent, unpredictable, and sometimes it fights back. This week, in Guizhou, it did. Floodwaters burst through city streets, rivers overtook homes, infrastructure collapsed, and the AI, silent, watching, unaccountable. This isn't just a technical failure, it's a warning that when you wage war against nature, even with the smartest machines, no one truly wins. AI tries to tame the sky. Nature responds with storms. You push the clouds east. It floods the west. You seed rain for crops. It wipes out highways. And here's the brutal irony. The more advanced the system becomes, the more blind we grow to its limits. We trust the charts. We follow the simulations. Until we forget, this isn't science fiction. It's the real world. Nature doesn't read code. And it doesn't care about your control room. So maybe the question isn't, can AI manage the weather? Maybe it's, should we even try? Because if this battle continues, algorithm versus atmosphere, control versus chaos, it won't be a victory, just a countdown to the next disaster. What's happening in China isn't just China's problem. Because once you give machines the power to alter the weather, there are no borders in the sky. Rain doesn't need a passport. Jet streams don't respect nations. A storm triggered over Guizhou can drift over Laos, Vietnam, or the Philippines within hours. And yet, no international agreement, no global oversight, no warning systems for AI-induced atmospheric shifts. Why? Because we're not ready. Legally, diplomatically, or scientifically. Most countries still treat weather modification as science fiction, but China is already operating at scale. It has launched dozens of AI drones in Tibet. It's running cloud seeding simulations in Central Asia, and quietly negotiating with African and Middle Eastern nations to export this tech. So here's the wake-up call. This isn't about whether China should be allowed to control its own skies. It's about whether any nation should have the unchecked power to rewrite the weather without telling the rest of the planet. Because the next time floods devastate a farming region or drought wipes out crops in a neighboring country, we may not even know whether it was natural or engineered. This isn't a sci-fi movie. It's geopolitics, written in the clouds. And right now, the only thing more dangerous than AI manipulating weather is a world that isn't paying attention. So no, this story doesn't end in China. It begins there. This wasn't just a flood. It was a message. Nature just sent a reply to the machines. And it wasn't subtle. The most advanced weather AI in the world was supposed to protect. Instead, it unleashed chaos in its own backyard. So, what happens next? Will China double down, adding more drones, more satellites, more algorithms? Will other nations copy, race to keep up, create their own AI skies? Or will this disaster force the world to pause, to ask the questions we've ignored for too long? Because this isn't just about rain, it's about power. The power to alter ecosystems, to decide which city gets sunshine and which one floods, to weaponize the sky without a missile ever being launched. And in the wrong hands, or even in the right hands at the wrong time, that power becomes something far more dangerous than war. It becomes untraceable control, a climate shaped not by clouds, but by code. So the next time you hear about AI saving the planet, ask, who's writing the algorithm? Who gets to decide the weather? Because if Guizhou is any indication, the future doesn't look cloudy. It looks unstable. And the real storm? hasn't even started yet.